Donald Trump just won't give up on Jeffrey Epstein. Just this morning, minutes ago, Donald Trump doubles down again. This comes, if you haven't heard the news yet, of reports of Charlie Kirk getting a direct phone call from President Trump to finally back down, which shows you there's really a complete lack of trustworthy, neutral perspectives on the internet. You get the leftist shills, you get the rightist shills, but they're all fed their marching orders and their scripts. Here's the part from Charlie Kirk that a lot of people are looking at going, you can't even look at the camera when you say you're done talking about the Epstein files because you're either hanging your head in shame or you gotta look down and read your script. Listen to this and we'll get into the Trump post here in a moment.
Plenty was said this last weekend at our event about Epstein. Honestly, I'm done talking about Epstein for the time being. I'm going to trust my friends in the administration. I'm going to trust my friends in the government to do what needs to be done, solve it, balls in their hands. I've said plenty this last weekend. So if you guys...
It's almost defensive. Putting the hand up. I'm putting it on them. He's trying to distance himself. When you extend your arm like that, you get that shoulder out, the other shoulder away. You're distancing yourself because you're disgusted by it. You're only flip-flopping because Donnie T gave you a phone call. And look, who knows? Anonymous sourcing, multiple anonymous sources by the Communist News Network. I know this is where people lose their mind. They're like, Kevin, what side are you on? I'm on the side that makes everyone want to hate me, both the left and the right. So that way I can call it like I sees it. But the point here is, at least according to the commies, we've got President Trump's inner circle has reached out to Bondi's critics, essentially asking them to ramp it down, noting that Trump at the moment was not going to get rid of Bondi. Mind you, this is coming as talks about firing Jerome Powell are ramping up. I tweeted yesterday, fire Bondi, not Powell, but that's a topic for a different video. Trump's calls included one with conservative activist Charlie Kirk Saturday to express his support for Bondi. Mind you, Kirk was also just a paid shill at the Turning Point event, which was supposed to be all about recruiting quote-unquote young conservatives, but young conservatives are like, yo, this is a scam. You all made us a promise and you're just lying to a face, and now you're calling it a hoax, just like the Russia hoax. Literally, look at Donnie T right here. We got this on grayscale mode in the morning. I usually use that just to minimize time on the phone, but we'll add color for you. The radical left Democrats have hit pay dirt again, just like with the fake and fully discredited Steele dossier. The lying 51 intelligence agents, the laptop from hell, which the Dems swore had come from Russia. No, it came from Hunter Biden's bathroom. And even the Russia scam itself, it's totally fake and a made-up story used in order to hide crooked Hillary's big loss in the 2016 election. These scams and hoaxes are all the Democrats are good for. It's all they have. They are no good at governing, no good at policy, and no good at picking winning candidates. Also, unlike Republicans, they stick together like glue. In their new scam, it is what we will forever call the Jeffrey Epstein hoax. And my past supporters have bought into this bullshit, hook, line, and sinker. They haven't learned their lesson and probably never will. Even after being conned by the lunatic left for 8 long years, I have had more success in 6 months than perhaps any president in the country's history. And all these people want to talk about, with strong prodding by the fake news and the success-starved Democrats, is the Jeffrey Epstein hoax. Let these weaklings continue forward and do the Democrats' work. Don't even think about talking about incredible, unprecedented success, because I don't want to support them anymore. Thank you for your attention to this matter. MAGA. So really, now you are just feeding into the Democrats' Russia hoax level quality of content when you ask, why were the Jeffrey Epstein cell footages stitched together with a minute missing with different aspect ratios and edited in Adobe Premiere? Why? When you said you were releasing raw footage to us, why was the Jeffrey Epstein case on Pam Bondi's desk and then all of a sudden, I guess, the client list disappeared along with the case on Earth? Why are we now hearing that Speaker Johnson actually supports the release of the Epstein files, which Democrats voted to include in crypto legislation that we're about to pass, an amendment calling for the release of the Epstein files. And now the Republican leader of the House, Mike Johnson, is calling for the Epstein files. Why is it that as your Speaker of the House, the third person in line to be the president of the United States, in the event of a disaster, right? It goes president, vice president, Speaker of the House. The third person in line to be the president is now calling for the Justice Department to make public documents related to Jeffrey Epstein. You even have Maxwell willing to testify before Congress, and it's not just it's not just Democrats who are saying, you know what, bring her over, let's have her testify. Now Mike Johnson is open to having Maxwell testify. And what do you got? Donald Trump saying, no, if you are asking for the release of the Epstein files, you are just a Democrat shill. Really? Because maybe you're just an American who's looking for some truth and some equality in the way the deep state always gets away with their version of the truth. How many CIA names are on this list? Why is it all of a sudden that after there are reports that Donald Trump and, insiders in the White House are calling people probably, making a lot of money off the MAGA movement, why all of a sudden are we getting people like Charlie Kirk and, I hate to say it, but even Ben Shapiro, all of a sudden going, there's probably nothing. You need evidence to say you should be demanding something from Trump. Both Charlie Kirk and Ben Shapiro, all of a sudden, magically, maybe you should have a little trust in Donald Trump. Both of them, the same line and roughly the same time. It's a little weird. It really feels like you've got the White House providing marching orders saying drop the conversation about the Epstein files, get your people to stop talking about this, and echo my commentary that this is just a hoax. Because as the MAGA line goes, well, if Democrats had dirt on us, they would have released it already. But we think it goes far deeper than just dirt on one political party. They might echo that on the Patrick Bet David podcast, where you've got them saying, if there was dirt on Trump, they would have released it by now. It's a great MAGA line. But let's listen to Trump here, because there's probably dirt on all of them.
Calculating.
Oh, we get a 10-second quote. It's okay. Instead of listening to this ad, I'm going to remind you that if you want to make some dollar hollers investing, make sure to check out the courses on building your wealth at meetkevin.com. You could use coupon code Mr. and you could join our Alpha Report every day to set up trades for the day ahead.
Reporters in particular have been so interested in the Epstein story and so upset about how it's been handled.
I don't understand it. Why they would be so interested. He's dead for a long time. He was never a big factor in terms of life. I don't understand what the interest or what the fascination is. I really don't. And the credible information's been given. Don't forget, we went through years of the Mueller witch hunt and all of the different things, the Steele dossier, which was all fake. All that information was fake. But I don't understand why the Jeffrey Epstein case would be of interest to anybody. It's pretty boring stuff. It's sordid, but it's boring. And I don't understand why it keeps going. I think really only pretty bad people, including fake news, want to keep something like that going. But credible information.
That on the right is Howard Lutnick, and we generally don't refer to him as Lutnick. We usually refer to him as Slutnick or Nutlick, because how do you get such a benign statement from Trump, but then you get that classic Goodfellas knee slapper? Ha 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 ha! Great joke, boss.
People, including fake news, want to keep something like that going. But credible information, let them give it. Anything that's credible, I would say, let them have it.
It's so disgustingly straight shilling. I can't stand it. I hate it.
Why not advertise these things that you told us here? I feel like nobody else knows about this.
We'll try a little advertising and see how it goes.
Congratulations, man. You have done so much. People love you. People look up to you.
Kevin Paffrath there, financial analyst and YouTuber. Meet Kevin. Always great to get your take.